Hello there guys, my name is Jay or DA and welcome back to another episode of Empyrion, where today we are going to the Mun, wherever the Mun is right now. It's a bit dark out here, so we're going to basically take the barge, take all of our ships and our mining vessel, or mining harvesting vessel, sorry, and we're going to actually go to the moon. And the reason why we're going to go to the moon is to get some valuable resources, and of course we need our little mining ship to mine them. So we have everything we need. The base is pretty much prepped now. I've actually sorted out the pressurization issue from reading your guys' comments, and if you notice, the oxygen and the fuel tanks are now outside, and the reason why that is because as you walk in here now, the temperature stays at 22 degrees, and that is purely down to the fact that I've managed to get I've managed to seal this whole place up now. So if I go show oxygen, it shan't show me anything because it's not actually oxygenated in here. But if I go show airtight blocks, as you can see, we're all airtight and good now, and those blocks that were on the floor have now been removed, which means we should be able to take our seeds for whatever we have and throw them into the ground and get them planting while we're out and about. So let us start by just planting whatever. Now bearing in mind we can actually pull these back up at a later date. We don't have to keep them down, it's just something good to come back to with lots of sprouted plants and things. So we're just going to plant all these, and I am hopeful now that this is going to work because obviously they have a fully a full area now that's properly going to grow, and they're not going to die because of the temperature and stuff. So we're just going to place all these down, there we go, and we're going to leave those to grow while we go to the moon, get some resources, and we'll be back in a little while. So let us get on the barge and get ready. Now apparently the reason why I get hot is because of this generator over here, so I have to be a bit wary of that, but I shouldn't get too hot while I'm sitting down. So that's good. Now my food is steady. I will need to get out and grab some more food after a little while, but what we're going to do is we're going to basically jump off and go flying to the moon, which is this way. So we're just going to point directly upwards and floor it. We're only using 6% of the power usage, which means that reactor is doing us a damn good job, which is fantastic, because we don't want to be using up too much fuel, and we're not by how much we have. So that's really good. Now thank you guys for all your comments and everything else about the base and about the ship and what we should do next. And Jelly is going to return at some point. It's just making sure I'm online when he's online and getting on, because I know one of you guys mentioned, I think it was Mega Reaper Grim or something like that, mentioned about the fact that he's kind of just disappeared. He hasn't disappeared, it's just me and him trying to get schedules together so he can just jump on and play. So that's the issue there. I'm hoping when me, Robin, where's the planet gone? When me, Robin and Bram manage to get our schedules tied up a bit more, and I can dedicate a lot more time to things, we're hoping to give time to survival in terms of multiplayer. So what we want to do is we want to have a world that's got like loads of planets on. I'm not talking like 10, I'm talking like 30 planets on one server, and essentially we can drop in and basically build and play, and we can actually take on planets of our own in certain places, and that ship's just appeared out of nowhere. Excellent. And we can essentially just build and whatever and thrive on different planets, and then meet up after a while, trade and stuff, and actually have a global trade system and things like that, which would be pretty cool. And that ship is 1 point something kilometers out. It would be good to start attacking some of these ships at some point, but that's only a heavy lift freighter. I mean, we could take it, but we're going to the moon. We have our eyes set on the moon because we need to go to get resources, and we're going for the most critical things like iron, sathium, neodymium, stuff like that, because we really could do with that stuff, because the ship is going to take up a lot of those items, and without them we're not going to get anywhere soon, and we really do need to start looking at getting the frame built for the New Dawn and get everything else built on it. So hopefully this trip should be really good. We have a lot of resources that should keep us going for a while. I'm only using 1% power usage as well, which means I've got lots of power left, and we should be able to take off and land quite often in this craft, which is awesome. So yeah, so let us begin our descent onto the planet. We're going to try and go sunny side up if we can. Sun's over there, so we're going to try and jump on here. It does get dark on the moon anyway. We can't really avoid that, but hopefully if we land somewhere nice, it should be a bit brighter than before. And here we are. We actually have a base down there which we need to try and avoid if possible. Just because the bases, we're not kitted out to really attack the bases unless I can run in there and use my attack craft to shoot them and cause some misery. So, I mean, really, what we could do is we could take the little ship out there and we could do a bit of a recce on it. I mean, that's going to be beneficial in the long run, attacking the base. So, I mean, if we drop her down here, can we just create, is this place actually active at all? Is it dangerous? It's not shooting at me. I don't believe it is dangerous. There is a drone. Good, please start firing. I'm gonna come up along over the top of it and hopefully we'll start shooting. We have 2 drones. The gun isn't shooting. Okay, so we're out of here, and we're gonna dive out of that one. Our bottom gun, is the bottom gun still there? The bottom gun's still there, it's just not seeming to want to work that often. Cobalt is something we're gonna need because we need lots of metal pieces. So I'm gonna basically jump off. We're gonna get the little craft off, and we're gonna just mine the living crap out of that one spot for about 2-3 minutes and see where that gets us. We'll leave the ship on because obviously we have food and stuff we need to worry about. I am getting radiation, which is something I need to be mindful of on this place. But as soon as we jump out and jump into our ship, it should negate some of the radiation effects, which is good. So just need to keep an eye out really for any of those things that are going to come and attack us at some point, and we just need to really start mining on this point here, which this point here is great because it means we can start getting cobalt straight away rather than having to dig down quite a lot. We want to just sort of attack it at source rather than having to drill through loads of other things before we get there. So here we are. This trip is actually going to be super beneficial, and I think even off camera I'm going to stay here and get a lot of resource that I'm going to need for just the general ship, because I haven't really touched the moon, and the moon is kind of a critical key layer. I'm kind of just getting crushed down here. Is that all the moon's giving me right now? What, is that cobalt just gone? Is that seriously it? You are kidding me. Okay, well, we need to put the miner back on, and we need to get the hell out of Dodge. Apparently, there was like the smallest amount of cobalt, so that's crap. Let's find another place to touch down on. So literally just, we picked up it and it disappeared. It was like it's gone, and then we're drilling stone. How lame. Could really do some better resources right now than just these little pockets. I mean, let's have a look at the map. What we got coming up? We have an iron deposit coming up a couple of 100 meters this way. So if we go this way, we'll get some iron and things, and hopefully we will oh, but it's actually descending into night time. I should have my night vision. There we go. Bit of night vision. Never hurt anyone, did it? And it's so good that we have like 2 sets of, well, 1 set now, so I gave the other set to Jelly because he was going to need them more than me. Oh, kind of touched down a bit too hard there. That was my fault. I'll shuffle over a bit, give ourselves some space. Jump out. I'm going to take the effects of radiation for a few seconds. And let's go. Now, again, we just need to keep an eye out for drones, because drones are the bane of my existence on this game. They just attack you when you least need it. But let's get this iron out of the way. Or hopefully, if we can actually drill straight down. Apparently there's like a button you can press that allows you to drill straight down a bit easier, but I'm not that attuned to mining for long amounts of time, so I'm not used to what button that is. So if there is, give me a shout, because I'd love to know, because apparently you can like tilt the whole ship on its axes a little bit easier, and it just means you can yeah, dig down a bit quicker, a bit easier. But if you look here, I'm getting absolute tons of iron ore just from this attack on this thing. I've still got no enemies in the way, which is good. And we are literally taking up like 50 iron every few seconds, which is awesome. This is production, this is proper job in it. And hopefully with all this mining we're doing, we should get quite a lot of XP and things like that. Or I think XP only comes from hand mining, but I could be wrong. I think I got the ship stuck. Ugh. Who said mining was easy in Empyrion? No one ever. The ship, like, because the hover ships like jank out a little bit because the terrain's constantly changing around them, so it kind of makes it difficult for them to pick up on the surface, and they just wobble or twitch like you see it is doing right now, which is just problematic in itself. But we're getting there though. If you actually look at how much we're picking up, again we're still picking up like 50 or something every few seconds. And it's not that bad at all. Let's just floor it in one direction, see if we can see how much we pick up in one go. I mean, that was like, oh my god, look at it. We're literally a lean, mean producing machine right now. And nothing's stopping us. This is why I wanted to come to the moon, so we can just rip the crap out of this place. Just completely exploit it all the time. And, and then, yeah. Awesome. Alright. Now. Terrain kind of jumps up here. I'm hoping to have at least a stack by the time we're finished in this hole. I mean, how much have we attacked of this at the moment? Iron deposit. Quite shall we? 73%, so we've actually attacked 30% of this section. And if we go into our devices and look inside the cargo boxes, we've actually picked up, yeah, near enough a stack. And then we picked up 31 cobalt, so we picked near enough a stack up of iron and some other odds and sods, obviously some stone and things like that, some miscellaneous items. But no, it's not going that badly at all. With I just love these ships because they're just like, as soon as I had my first one in the first playthrough, it made my life 10 times easier, and I just really didn't know why I was avoiding it. Because in a way, you try and hoard materials in Empyrion just to not use them, obviously, and you want to try and keep as much as you can to build the bigger things, but you have to build the smaller things. It's just unavoidable. You can't get past that, and I love that game mechanic. It's like you want to get further, but you've got to spend to get further, and it's like a good trade-off, I think is what I'm trying to say. It's like having to trade off 3 pieces of good armor for 1 piece of well, 3 pieces of bad armor for 1 piece of good armor, but the bad armor you consider good at that level. And it's just one of the things where you have to like trade off, and you have to make the decision: do I spend 400 iron building the ship? And I built the barge, and the barge has allowed me to bring all my ships with me on my journeys, and is essentially a little carrier. And it allows me to do this, which is just exploit planets and crack them, which is what I want to do, because I'm going to need 60-something thousand chunks of iron for what I'm going to attempt, which is obviously a massive class 12 ship without any other things inside. So it's class 12 without even any of the internals done, which is terrifying in itself, and something I'm really not looking forward to, because it's going to be a lot of waiting. We're 50% through this now. We've literally, yeah, we're almost on like another 2 stacks of iron. So if we just keep going at this, we could easily kill this deposit quite quickly, and we are ploughing through it. However, I mean, what's our power left in this little tiny ship is well, in the bedrock isn't too bad either. But then again, the drills are constantly on in terms of the power usage, so you don't get that fluctuation between, like, again, like Space Engineers does. And I've talked about this before, and it's good but bad. It's good because obviously you can see what the ship's going to run on. Obviously if you turn them off manually, it'll obviously decrease the power usage, but you know, regardless of whether you're using them or not, it's like you're using this power, deal with it. It's good, but then the bad thing is obviously you're sort of you're using power that you not necessarily are actually using. It's just the way the game sees it all, and really in my head I would prefer to be able to just turn them off and use them whenever I want to, rather than the game sort of using it for me. And I'm kind of stuck, kind of glued to this wall. Ugh. What are you doing, Bedrock? We can do this, come on. There we go. Okay, sink yourself down and drill. I think this hole's becoming a bit too iffy for the Bedrock. It's kind of struggling to gauge the surfaces that are in here. Because it's there's a bit of a ledge. Oh my god. Tilt. This is where I get out and try and dig it out. Because it's still moving, I can't get out. No! Alright, let's get the Bedrock out of here, because he's obviously struggling a little bit now. What we can do is we can move on, do some reconnaissance with this ship. Maybe drill some other ore, and then sort of head back home, or even just park her up on here and I could just live here for a little bit. I mean, we've got fuel resource, which is good. I kept some of that with me. There we go. And what I want to do is I want to get the sort of production facility inside here trundling away. I know it means turning the ship on, but I want to get it working away, producing these materials, because we want to get back and just be able to use them. None of this malark about waiting, because who waits nowadays? My god. I'm going to slap down a load of them, slap down some of them, slap down some rock dust as well. We'll just get all this stuff produced into things, and we'll even get like a few fuel packs made up, so we've got fuel packs for later. Do I want to turn stuff off on this ship? What I want to do is I want to try and turn the thrusters off. Do I have all the thrusters on one? No, I don't. So turn off, 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 off. So turn all those off. I really could put them in a group, but meh. RCS off as well. Yeah, we'll keep all of that as it is, and yeah. Now, there's one thing I do need to check on here, is the air tightness of the blocks. I think it's that one there, the front maybe, or something down here. I actually think it. I don't know. All the blocks seem airtight, but then again, I'm sort of using night vision. But that ship's always been a bit strange. So yeah, let's go and jump in the main ship and talk off. Let's have a look at the map. So what have we got around us? We've got cobalt, neodymium, which would be useful to go and grab. If we grab the neodymium, then that's another rare resource out of the way, isn't it? Alright then, so let's take off and we'll get to that neodymium resource. I can't believe how quickly this ship actually gets up off the ground. If you notice that then, it just jumped straight up just to go. And there is one thing I do need to collect, and it is these crystals, I believe, because these provide me with fuel for something or other. I think they're the pentaxid. crystals? Let me just check that. If they are, they're going to be useful for warp drives. And these are the things I struggled with the last playthrough. Yeah, these are raw pentaxid, so these are going to provide me with critical fuel for just my ship. Because obviously it's going to need a jump drive, a warp drive, and the warp drive is going to need plenty of fuel because we're going to be darting around, especially in the new map. So if we get some of these picked up and out of the way, we won't have to come back here, but they're a bit of a ball ache, if I'm completely honest, because you've got to like run around and pick them up. There's no easy way of harvesting them, I don't think. Can I use the harvester on them? Can I use the harvester on them? Can I like reverse onto them? Like if I reversed at this batch of them, can I do that? Is that possible? Like is it possible? And how do I turn the harvester on? Harvester module. Access. How does one? I don't know how the harvester module works, whether it just works on plants. I've never tried it. I've never seen it in action either. I'm going to actually Google that when I'm finished with this playthrough, because I've never seen it work. And there's no point having something if it doesn't work. Maybe just a waste of my time. You never know. Right then. Let's keep going in this direction. There's that neodymium, which will drop down, pick up as much as we can in about 2-3 minutes, and then we'll head back home and hope that everything's in one piece and nobody's died. Wow. Let's drop it down. Oh. Okay, there we go. We're gonna need some oxygen and some food. We have food, we're fortunate to have that. Let's nom on some Akua berries. Nice taste of home. That'd be a cool t-shirt. Akua berries, the taste of home. Oh my god, I need to get on that. Would you guys buy a t-shirt that said that? Or had a picture of Akua berries on there? Maybe, I don't know, would you? Tell me. Because if you like the clang is I can't remember it. If you like the clang t-shirt that I got sorted out, then you might like a top like that. You never know. Just trying out things, seeing what you guys would love. Because I'd love to do some t-shirt designs and stuff for Empyrion. It's just whether people would buy them. Because obviously going to the effort to get a t-shirt design made and whatever else. And you know, it's just time, and if your time's not going to be valued in terms of people buying it and supporting it, then there's no real point doing it, is there? It's like making a car that nobody's ever going to buy. It's just pointless. It's a pointless endeavour. So if you guys are interested in maybe me working on some designs for t-shirts, I'll happily do some sketching, do some ideas up, and maybe we can get something off the ground. God. All these little rocks are really frustrating me. Let me get rid of them. Alright, rock removal. Stone removal. Get out of my way. And that one as well. There's too many rocks on the moon. I don't think anyone's ever said that ever, but there are too many rocks on the moon, that's just a fact. Alright, let's head on down. We will get to this neodymium. I'm actually picking some up at the moment. It's just a bit of a tight squeeze down this mining shaft. And once I'm in here, it should be okay. Yeah, there we go. I'll start trundling away, picking up as much as I can, and then we can run off back home. Maybe come back to the moon. I'll tell you what, I'll stop on the moon. I will stop on the moon for the next episode, and we'll be on here for the next couple of episodes, and I will just purely dedicate myself to mining. Of course, when we run out of food, we're going to have to head back, because food is obviously of critical importance to everything. Fuel, we have plenty. We can deal with the fuel issue. It's just food is the problem. Food is the thing I never have enough of because of obviously the farm. But when we head back, I should hopefully have some food grown in the farm, and we should be able to prolong these trips, and well, not prolong them, just essentially increase the time spent doing these trips, because other planets, you need a lot of stuff. You do need a big farm, and thankfully the New Dawn 6.0 is going to have huge farms that will cater for every last crop in the galaxy, and I will make sure it is the biggest and bestest thing out there to just cope with absolutely everything. And when we finish it, you guys will get to play around with it. In fact, again, if you want the framework, I'll happily upload the framework to the workshop and you guys can play around with it, kit-take yourself. Again, just put me down as a contributor to the build and everything's happy, everyone's happy. I'd hate to see somebody using the design and not contributing the person that initially did it, because that's been a big issue in other communities. And one of the things you've got to get used to with this community of builders, engineers, creators is it's somebody's own work that you're stealing essentially. It's like copyright. So that's a lesson. Always put the contributors down if somebody's contributed, or even just inspiration for stuff. Anything where it's blatantly obvious, yeah, you've copied or you've borrowed design ideas from Star Trek or Star Wars, or you built a Star Wars ship like I have, then that's obvious. You don't need to really credit. It's just where it's not as obvious, and the smaller builders out there who get their things stolen sometimes, and it is annoying. Got 467 neodymium ore. My God, I'm gonna turn that off. I'm gonna jump in here. Look at all this. Oh my God, we are freaking rolling in it. We want to produce some neodymium as well. So while all that's producing, we can sort of leave this chugging along. I should have brought the survival constructor with me really, because that would have increased my output double time, because I'll be able to place it on the planet. But no, it's going pretty well. How is the fuel going on this ship? Main devices. We have a lot of fuel on this ship, so we should be okay. We've got guns, we've got everything else. We should be able to defend ourselves quite well. So thank you guys for watching this episode. It has been a bit of a mining, maybe a boring episode, if you will, but it has to be done. And again, we're going to try and stop on the moon for quite some time and get all these things we need out of the way, just because we need to get them. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you've enjoyed, please like, favorite, and of course subscribe for more. Go and check out any of the other videos that I've put out there. Comment for anything you want me to do. Comment for anything you've seen that has annoyed you and you want me to look at or change. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. At the moment, everything's slowed down on the channel just because of my health taking downturns a lot of the time, and it's never normally been that way. I've been fit and healthy for 5 years, and then yeah, so thank you guys for putting up with that. You guys are amazing, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.